right, so let's start. Say and spell your name so our
Yep.
editor gets it right.
My name is Lance Smith. That's Lancesmith. Lance Smith.
Excellent. And Lance, what is your title?
So my title is Associate Director. I'm in the Propulsion Technology Group here at UTRC.
Excellent, excellent. All right, and you're just going to look at me.
Okay.
We're going to ignore all the
Okay.
lights and people and all that stuff, right?
Okay.
All right, so Lance, give us a little bit of an overview of yourself. How long have you been at UTRC and what brought you here?
Yeah, I've been at the Research Center for just over 10 years. I have to think about it exactly, but around 10 years. I came from Pratt & Whitney, and I came here because there's a lot of interesting work to do, a lot of experimental work going on, and it appealed to me, and been doing a lot of different projects here that have been very interesting. So, not that well said, but
Right.
yeah, so I've been here 10 years.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And so tell us, what is the award you're winning, and what are you winning it for?
Yeah, we won the Outstanding Achievement Award for our work on fuel tank inerting. And we use a catalyst system. So the idea being that currently for aircraft safety, we'd like to remove the oxygen from the fuel tanks that might be prone to a fire or an explosion. And we do that by displacing the air that's in the fuel tank, replacing it with oxygen-depleted air. And the way we do that is we take the jet fuel and some bleed air from the engine, pass it over a catalyst, and that action of reacting the fuel with the oxygen reduces the oxygen in the stream, which we then deliver to the fuel tank. I can try to say that again if that was too long.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's do that again.
Okay.
Because I like that. Give
Yeah.
us sort of where were we before and where are we now?
Yeah. Okay. So what we're working on is an aircraft safety component. So today, there are systems in use. We're developing a new type of system. You could say it's disruptive. But what we're doing is fuel tank inerting, and what that means is we'd like to replace the air that's in the fuel tank with something that has less oxygen in it to reduce the likelihood of a fire or an explosion. So the way we do that is we put in oxygen-depleted air, and we deplete the oxygen by reacting some of the bleed air from the engine with jet fuel over a catalyst that removes the oxygen from the stream. We deliver that to the fuel tank to replace the air that was there. That makes it less prone to explosion. It's an aircraft safety device.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Just again, if you can.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. So, and would you consider this a disruptive technology, and if so, why?
Yeah, I would say this is a disruptive technology. It's very different from what's been done in the past. It's something that's going to be a new entry in terms of a type of technology that's in the field, and it could disrupt what's out there today. So from that point of view, it's definitely disruptive.
Excellent. And do you see this as a future leader in the industry?
Definitely. This could be a future leader in the industry. Currently, what's being used today are membrane systems to deplete the oxygen. They have their issues. This is a totally different technology, and if UTC develops it and puts it onto an aircraft platform, we'd be the first to do so, and we'd be a leader in that area.
Excellent. How big's the team, and how long has the project been going on?
The team is roughly somewhere. Actually, it's very international. The team is very international. We're working with our HS Marston division in the UK. We're working with our, not international, but out west division in Iowa doing the fuel injection. We're working with Windsor Locks here in Connecticut as well as UTRC. So it's a nice team that brings in many different parts of the business. The team, so on the whole, it's well over a dozen people. Here at UTRC, we're more than a half dozen. What was the other part of the question?
And how long has the project been going on?
The project's been going, that's a little hard to say. It started with an Airbus Sprint that was maybe 2 years ago. And then there's been some follow-on activity. So on the order of 2 years, I'd say it's ramped up in the last year or so. Yeah,
Right.
and Peter may.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We should. She stopped it.
Okay. So tell us how proud the team is to be winning this award.
I think the team's very proud. I think we feel good about the work we've been doing. Again, it's innovative, it's new. It's been a pleasure to work on this team. Everyone's working really well together, and we're really happy to win the award.
That's a good soundbite right there. All right, brief description. So let's talk about the customers. How important is this to the customer, and is this a change that the customer's really been looking for, and you guys are achieving that? something like that?
Yeah, I don't know if I can speak directly to the customer. We're working with Airbus. Am I allowed to say that? I don't really know.
Well, just in general, so,
Yeah.
so what is the value this brings to the
Right,
customer,
right.
and how important is this?
Yeah, so I would say the customer is developing some new aircraft platforms, and this is something that would bring lower maintenance costs, perhaps even weight savings. So we're looking at cost savings, weight savings, and it's something that on their new platforms they would like to provide.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And what about the cost differential, right? So what's the cost savings or the cost income from this?
Yeah, fair question. I don't have those numbers myself.
Right.
I know the main thing is we're looking at, we want to be competitive or less on purchase costs or acquisition costs, and we want to really drive down the maintenance cost. And that's one of the big drivers. And so the airframer would like to see this new system really bring down the maintenance costs that are required of the airlines who buy their equipment.
Excellent. So it'll bring down the costs that are currently exist, or the cost of this will go down?
No, we would bring down as compared to today's technology, this technology would have lower maintenance costs.
Excellent.
Right.
Excellent. All right. Anything missing?
Did you ask him what the technology or development might mean for UTRC or UTC as a whole? Did he touch on that?
Sort of, but we can ask it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the technology, let's see, let me think about the question. I guess I think Peter answered it as well. You can cut that part out, but I think the short version is that, and I don't know it as well as Peter does, but from the point of view of Collins, they currently do make fuel tank inerting systems that are membrane based. This would be a way of getting onto a wider range of platforms. It would be a way of getting a product that's different from the competitors, of differentiating ourselves, and getting basically a bigger product line out there. That's competitive and maybe even a leader.
So it's safe to say this is important to UTC and UTRC?
Absolutely, yes. This is important to UTRC and to UTC as a whole. And I know that Collins has placed it among their top priorities for the next year in terms of research and development.
Fantastic.
Nice.
There you go.
Mhm.
All right. You are off the hot seat
Okay,
unless there
great.
was anything you wanted to say.
No, I think we covered it, yep.